In relation to all of the speculation about when the elections going to come, it is a distraction. And in a way, I suppose, while the media is talking about, will he, won't he, there's no talk about homelessness, there's no talk about hospital trolley rates, there's no talk about all the other critical issues that are affecting people in our daily lives. We have a conference here this morning. It's a policy conference. It's another step on the road towards the election for us. We'll have about 300 activists discussing policy options, which we will then conclude and put before the people in the weeks and months ahead. This is a coalition of chaos. Even the way they're dealing with the election issue is proof of that, and that has been a hallmark of this coalition. During the week we released our alternative budget proposals, and you'll see the major difference between us and Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael Labour is that we will invest in public services, that our proposals are costed, that they're thoughtful, that they are about putting money into the pockets of citizens by getting rid of bad taxes like the water charges or the property tax, but also about ensuring that there's money and capital investment to deal with homelessness, that we recruit more Gardaí, that we recruit more nurses, that we invest properly in our health services, and that's the difference. There's a lie being peddled by the government that in some way they can reduce taxes and increase investment in public services. They're not going to do that. They're going to reward the very, very wealthiest, and we want the wealthiest. That's the 5% at the very top to pay their fair share, and we want to ensure that if there is a recovery, that it's a fair recovery.
Has Sinn Féin considered any possible permutations in terms of coalition government, given what we're seeing at the moment in terms of the wranglings between Labour and Fine Gael over the election date?
No, we think all of that's premature. The election is the people's day. Let the people cast their votes. Let those of us who have a mandate then sit down and try to negotiate a programme for government. That's the way to go forward. We have ruled out being part of a junior, if we had a mandate, being part of a junior partner to one of these bigger conservative parties, but it's all to play for. People do want change. It's up to us to persuade people to vote for us.
Well, we wait and see what is delivered on Tuesday. I think the government have made very clear over their last years in government the fact that they are not prepared to invest adequately in public services. I don't think that's going to change. They've made clear that they favour the well-off and indeed the wealthy over average families. I don't believe that's going to change. We presented our pre-budget submission last Thursday. Pierce Doherty headed up that initiative for us, and we're saying to average families, you will be better off under Sinn Féin. You will have more disposable income to ease your domestic situation, but crucially also, we're the party that are prepared to invest properly and consistently in public services like education, like childcare. We're the party that's prepared to stump up the cash to invest in a serious and ambitious way in housing and to deal with homelessness. And those are all the services that we as a society rely on. So will people's heads be turned by hype and rhetoric and spin and promises on the never never? Let's wait and see. But the government's record is clear. They favour the wealthy, they punish average families. I don't really see that changing next Tuesday.
We're the only party that has produced a fully costed alternative budget through the Department of Finance and Department of Public Expenditure, and as we've said very clearly in our launch on Thursday, it's about ensuring that there's more money in average people's pockets by getting rid of the most regressive of taxes and water charges and property taxes, but also addressing the infrastructure need of our state by investing €400 million in capital infrastructure, and the majority of that going into dealing with the housing crisis, but €1.7 billion in public services, and that's all within the fiscal space that the government had. So our document is about showing the government and showing the Irish people that there are choices that it can be made if the government has the political will. We can start to end the trolley crisis, we can start to begin tackling the homeless crisis, we can deal with the underinvestment in education and in childcare if the political will is there, and Sinn Féin are up for it, and we've shown in our alternative budget how it can be done.
I just want to register our deep shock at the news of a fatal fire where it appears that there are multiple deaths on a halting site. I was talking to our councillor out there who's on the site, Chris Kern, and we want to first of all commend the firefighters, the first attenders, but particularly to express condolences to the family and to all of those who were bereaved. And it's a really sad news to wake up to on a Saturday morning. I think it puts everything else into perspective.